The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Thursday was one of those days where the royal watchers were bored and Harry and Meghan decided to focus on how wonderful Kate is. Let's begin with People, who tells us Kate playfully patted Prince William's butt at King Charles Scotland coronation celebration. Kate and Wills were attending the national service of Thanksgiving and dedication at St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh, held in honour of King Charles and Queen Camilla's crowning. Kate sat next to her husband during the church service, where she smiled, whispered into his ear, and even tapped his backside. This isn't the first time the future Queen has done such a thing. At the BAFTAs in February, Vogue cameras caught a blink-and-you'll-miss-it moment where Kate patted William's butt on the red carpet. While all this butt play was going on, King Charles was presented with the honours of Scotland, the country's crown jewels. People tells us the suite is comprised of the crown of King James V of Scotland, the sceptre, a new sword of state with a special connection to Queen Elizabeth. The government of Scotland commissioned a new ceremonial blade named after the late monarch for the national service of Thanksgiving because the set's existing sword, over 500 years old, was deemed too delicate to use. When the church service concluded, a 21-gun salute was fired from Edinburgh Castle. The royal procession travelled back to the palace of Holyrood House, the British monarch's official residence in Scotland, and the red arrows of the Royal Air Force soared overhead for a flypast. We won't speculate on what Kate and William did next, but the next day they turned up at the Royal Charity Polo Cup 2023 at the Guards Polo Club in Windsor, where Kate was cheering on her prince. The Express said Kate looked effortless in a baby blue midi dress from designer Beulah London as she chatted with her husband and other attendees prior to the match. William matched in a pale blue shirt, grey jacket and navy trousers. He soon got changed into his polo gear and took to the pitch wearing his team colours of white and navy with the sleeve number in a bright red. Kate, meanwhile, stood on the sidelines holding a glass of bubbly and had a chat and a giggle with world-famous jockey Frankie Dettori and cousin-in-law Peter Phillips. The Express added that one icy moment during the match, William's opponent wasn't given a foul, promoting the commentator to joke over the sound system that the referee won't be on the honours list next year. Interesting to us as we sequence the stories for today's podcast, the Express noted Kate was clearly in an affectionate mood on the day she was spotted fussing over and stroking the dog as William played before the couple walked off with their arms around each other and after she presented him with the trophy in the event. It seems like it may be a nice couple of evenings there for the prince. But there's so much more to Kate than fawning over the heir to the throne. She got some cake-making tips from a finalist from the Great British Baking Show. Kate and Wills joined Great British Baking Show finalist Alice Feronia at a recent party to mark the 75th birthday of the UK's publicly funded National Health Service. People reports Kate and William helped out at the Big Tea party by adding some finishing touches to Feronia's tiered cake and cupcakes. Kate also added the topper to the main cake and had lots of questions about Feronia's expert skills in creating the NHS-themed party piece. Feronia said, the princess was actually asking a lot of baking tips, like how did you get the buttercream so smooth? She mentioned that she'd been up quite late on a couple of occasions trying to decorate the kids' birthday cakes. Kate also wanted to know about how to get the sides of the cake straight and smooth. I used to be a teacher, so I went into teacher mode. I was like, right, this is what you need to do. That was quite cool that I got to sort of give her some tips. The prince's piping skills were less good than the princess's, shall we say. If Kate does indeed have baby fever, soon she will be the fun aunt. Kate's younger brother, James Middleton, announced on Instagram that he and his wife, Alizé Thevenet, are expecting their first child. He shared photos of Thevenet's baby bump and wrote, "We couldn't be more excited." Aunt Kate already has 5 other nieces and nephews to look after. 2 of them you're probably familiar with. They are the children of her brother-in-law, Harry. Palace Intrigue will be right back.
Hey, it's Jordan Ross Myers, the man behind Twitter's notorious Lee Radswell and Don Gunvalson. I'm inviting you to join me every week for the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Along with my co-host, reality casting director Stacey Noel Connor, and disgraced entertainment TV producer Nate Safer, we probe the dark crevices of Hollywood, taking you inside the scandals of society's rich and infamous. Everything is fair game on the Pretty Corrupt podcast. Every Tuesday on all streaming platforms and at storicmedia.com.
American-born Princess Lilibet was out with her dad celebrating the overthrowing of the monarchy by some colonists 2.5 centuries ago. Harry and his daughter attended the Montecito 4th of July parade. Page 6 said Harry was dressed casually in jeans with a green crew shirt and baseball cap, holding Lily, who looked adorable in a floral dress with white knee-high socks and red shoes. Archie and Meghan were spotted a little bit later. The Daily Mail continued the growing narrative of Harry and Meghan drifting apart, with Meghan seemingly leaning into Hollywood and Harry gravitating back to charity and campaigning work. Planning a return to Africa to film a documentary following in the footsteps of his mother, a venture the Mail says will see him travelling to the continent alone. Their ambition to become a global humanitarian power couple seems, for the moment at least, to be on ice. What's expected to come next for Meghan is a string of commercial endorsements and fields meaningful to her, such as food, wellness, fashion and therapy. The Mail's Alison Boshoff says Meghan is a great believer in fate. I'm told she consulted a psychic to the stars, Mama Faye, at the suggestion of one of her Suits co-stars, and was told that she was going to meet a man who was like a king and going to be globally famous, to boot. Alison adds, the big question is how long before Harry turns his back on the show business life, for which he is obviously ill-suited and seems entirely uncomfortable with. And there you have it. Hey, I'd love it if you could all do us a favor here at Palace Intrigue. We would love it if you could follow us on the YouTube channel. Of course, you can still follow us on Spotify or iTunes or whatever your favorite app of choice is. But if you head on over to youtube.com and search for Palace Intrigue, you can do that on your desktop or on your laptop or on your mobile device. Just search for Palace Intrigue and smash that subscriber button. It would really help us out a lot. My thanks to John McDermott. I am Mark Francis. This is Palace Intrigue, and good times.